Okay.
Try now?
I forgot to record again.
No, you're okay.
So,
You good?
Hello.
welcome
Guys.
to Get This.
Grossmont Tutoring Services for Spring 2019. There are numerous learning assistance centers located throughout the campus to provide tutoring to currently enrolled Grossmont students. These centers provide students with various levels of learning assistance, tutoring, and computer access. The majority of these services are located in the Tech Mall, which is located in the Learning and Technology Resource Center in the center of campus next to the quad. Tutoring services are available for math, English writing, ESL, chemistry, and more. Please ask your instructor about access requirements. Now, I know for a fact that some of the English professors actually will not only require that you go to tutoring because they have a great department where they pre-read your essays and give you grammar, but they will actually give you extra credit if you just go and do it.
That's right. I've had a couple instructors that
Yes.
offered extra credit for that sort of thing.
So even if, like, you're a procrastinator like me, just go, like, an hour before class and get some marks on your paper, on your rough drafts, to make sure that you're doing the best you can.
Indeed
Absolutely.
you do.
Get some extra credit for free.
For free. Because why not? Because why not?
Because why not?
So I wanted to actually just kind of give a little thank you to both of you guys for coming up with some of the games that we've been playing this semester so far.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you guys want to, or that you feel free to participate a little bit, because I know this is kind of my baby, and you guys get sort of swept along in some of the weird, just the weird, stupid stuff that we do here.
Well,
But I like that you guys were like, hey, I want to do this thing, or like, let's do that thing you want to do.
well, also I think you should go to you, just because, like, you say that you want us to participate as much as possible, which is understandable. But like you said before, this is your show and your baby, and this is your creation. So it's
Well,
hard
I mean,
to...
we have to remember too. In full disclosure, you guys coming up with games to do takes a little bit of load off me. So it's just pure laziness. That's
I
all
feel
on my
that.
part.
I
But
mean,
still.
I literally just found the second story of my game right now, so...
We can play it later if you want. Do you want to play Get After It later on?
We can
this
play it
morning?
later in
Sure.
the. We can play it later in
I
the.
usually only have 3 stories to read anyway, so...
Yeah, exactly. Well, we could do a couple other things too if you want to keep looking around first of all, because I don't want to take away from you if you've been going to the work this morning. Thanks for that.
Thank you for that.
That was unintentional.
Jeez.
Bringing that high
I'm
energy.
so sorry.
I just want to let everybody know too that we have completely revamped our music libraries here at Griffin Radio.
Yes.
You'll probably hear a greater variety of music from now on. Since we went through and we cleaned out our libraries, we made sure our playlists were more up to date. We made sure everything was that we had ready to play is going to be played. So if one of the things that you enjoy here on Griffin Radio is the music that we bring to you, you'll probably be hearing a bigger variety of it at different times. So you're not just going to keep hearing the same, AHA songs playing 6 times an hour.
Hey.
We'll change it up just a little bit.
I like AHA.
I'm not saying you can't like AHA. I'm just saying we're going to change it up a tiny bit. I actually wanted to know, I know we're going to be doing Supremus's Get After It game later today, but do you guys want to do another game of Real or Not?
Yes.
Yeah,
of
I do.
course I do.
Okay. Well, I always like to
course
make
I
sure
do.
because I don't know if you guys are like, I don't feel it today.
I'm always
When are
down
we
for
ever
Real or
going to
Not.
say that?
Probably never.
Always down for
Probably
Real or
never.
Not.
But you know me, I'm insecure. So, okay. Well, let's play a little round of Real or Not.
One of these
Yeah.
days, as the semester goes on, there should be some high-end stakes for us to win or lose at these games.
Don't get greedy. Don't be greedy.
No, I agree.
But not like
But I
win-
haven't been keeping track of who's won the
no,
most.
We'll start.
no.
We'll start
Well,
fresh.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I don't have to win anything. But I just think it'd be funny if like somebody lost something or like had to do something on air.
A forfeit of some
A
sort.
forfeit of something.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't have to win anything.
This
I
sounds
just think it'd be fun to
Yeah.
like add a little bit of stakes
Oh,
to these.
this could go so badly for the loser.
It really could, but it would still be
especially
fun.
with Justin's crazy mind.
True.
I just
But,
want
like-
to point this out since you're proposing this. I have no skin in the game since I'm the one that's actually bringing these questions
Oh,
to you.
yeah.
It's you two that
Oh,
would
yeah.
suffer.
But you also realize that both of us are very comfortable, like, doing stupid stuff,
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
especially if it's like us 3 in the room.
That's fine.
I also feel like that should go for all of the games we play, and each individual person's game should decide a different forfeit.
Oh, that'd be
Should we just
A
get,
reasonable
phenomenal.
one.
Should we just go get like one of those leather paddles that says, "Daddy" on it or something, and
Yeah.
somebody gets a spanking?
Or they have to do like one of the embarrassing stories in like a funny voice or something on air.
Oh,
or
I'm
something like that.
here for it.
Why not?
Something to that effect.
We'll cook something up. Okay.
Let's go.
For those of you who may not have listened before, real or not, I bring to you the names of apps or websites with these really dumb names, and Supremus and B. Millie here have to guess whether it's real or not.
Yes.
Indeed.
Hetelmeal.
Hetelmeal?
Hetelmeal. Hetelmeel. Hetelmeal.
I'm going to say real.
I say.
It is a photo meme generator. It is a real app.
It is real.
Amazing.
It is real. Okay.
Surprisingly, it is real. Because that sounds like a really bad name I would have made up.
See, I was gonna say that like it sounds like just slightly too random for you to have made it up. Like just slightly.
Babblecube. Babblecube.
I'm going to go real again.
Babblecube?
Babblecube.
I'm going to go real.
I'm gonna go fake just to.
It is totally fake.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Binky.
Binky?
I'm gonna say that's real.
I'm going to go real too.
That is a real app. It lets you see social media posts, but with the only thing you can do is react. You can't actually post anything back to it, so you can only like it.
That's okay.
It's a very limited thing. Skyo.
Skyo?
Skyo.
Spell, please.
Skyo. Skyo.
I'm going to go real.
I'm gonna go fake.
That is fake.
Darn it.
Yeah.
You
I'm
were-
on it today.
Supremus, you were stunningly good at all of these guessing games because I suck
I'm
when
a
I'm
good
up against
guesser.
you. Run P.
RUNPEE.
Yes,
Run P.
Run P.
I'm going to say
I'm
real.
gonna say that's real.
I'm going to say real.
That is real.
Oh.
You put in the name of the movie or TV show you're about to watch, and it lets you know and
Oh.
vibrates when unimportant scenes are coming, so you can go Run P.
Wow. Okay.
Which
that's
is
kind
a
of funny.
brilliant app, I
That
think.
is kind of ingenious.
Yeah.
Yo.
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 I'm gonna say real this time.
I'm going to go fake.
It is real.
Darn it.
Oh.
It's an app that only lets you send the word yo to your content.
What
Why?
in the world?
That's it. I don't know.
Why?
Oh my god.
$1 million.
$1 million. I'm going to
That
go
is
real.
the name.
I'm going to go real.
I'm gonna go fake.
It is real. It is an app that simply lets you count virtual money in various denominations.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
It gives you $1 million of fake money that you can count in ones, fives, tens, 20s, 50s, whatever. Just because.
That's really
I don't
random,
know.
but
People
okay.
can make anything for anything.
Just so that
Okay.
people feel better about themselves and they're like, oh, I'm counting $1 billion.
I'm counting fake money. Yeah. Zedge.
ZEDGE.
Zedge. Zedge.
I'm going fake.
I'm going to go real.
That is real. It is an app that brings free ringtones, wallpapers, and backgrounds for your cell phone.
Okay.
Kamita.
Spell.
Kamita?
Camita. Kamita.
I'm saying real.
Come on, B. Millie, you got to tie it up here.
Yep, I've missed 2 in a row now.
I'm going to go fake.
That is fake.
Hey.
It just simply means
High five.
little bed in Spanish, evidently.
Oh, nice.
Canoodle.
Canoodle.
K-I noodle. Canoodle.
We need to take turns saying our answer first.
Yeah.
I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Canoodle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go real.
I'm gonna go fake.
That is fake as fake can be.
Darn
Yeah.
it.
Dumper.
I'm going real. Immediately, I'm going real.
I think I have to go real too.
It is real. It is a very basic photo editing software like Microsoft Paint, but it's called Dumper.
Why?
Crackle.
Crackle. Okay, it's my turn to go first.
Spell?
Just
Yeah.
the word crackle.
Okay.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
I am using the word crackle in a sentence.
Thank you. Okay.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna go fake.
I'm gonna go real.
That is real.
Gosh.
Now, oddly, what this app actually is just made me boggle.
Okay.
It is apparently Sony's proprietary version of Netflix.
What?
Sony has a Netflix-like app called Crackle.
What?
I'm assuming it has to be used in foreign, in other countries, because I've never heard of it here.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's really weird.
What?
Kaggle.
Kaggle.
Kaggle. Kaggle.
Here you go. My guy.
I'm gonna go fake.
He's just nodding over there.
I'm gonna go real.
It is real. It is
Damn.
an online community of data scientists and machine learners owned by Google.
Oh, wow.
So, Supremus, I think you just edged him out by one.
I think
so
I was going to
too.
say,
if I'm not
we tied it up a
mistaken.
couple times, but I think Remus is
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
the Supremus.
Congratulations once again, Supremus. I think you're undefeated at this point.
I think so.
I think you've only ever
lost.
I don't think you've ever lost. I think you've only ever tied in one.
Oh.
I think you've only ever tied or won. I don't think you've ever actually lost.
I know I've never beaten him.
I've never beaten him.
I feel so cool right now, guys.
Well, I'm glad we could bring that to you.
Yeah, I've never beaten him.
So, episode number 3 of Real or Not. Once again, Supremus, at least in this game, I believe, is undefeated.
Yeah.
Hecka.
You guys want to do a little news?
Of course we
Yeah.
do.
Just a little news? Just a little
Of
supersonic
course
news
we
here?
do.
Just a little bit.
Please play it.
Yes.
Be Millie with news.
Bring in the news.
Remus with
also
sports.
with news.
DJ Lunchbox with the weather.
With weather.
I'm wearing something low cut and backless over here, just so you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm talking to you about my storm fronts.
Ooh.
Lots of high pressure.
Okay.
All right, I'm done now. Police in New York apprehended 3 burglary suspects by following a trail of macaroni salad they left behind while making their getaway.
They called it macaroni. Yankee.
Unfortunately, I don't have a techno remix of this like I did with Row, Row, Row Your Boat.
Dang.
Because that was freaking
still like it,
awesome.
That was amazing.
Brings me back.
The Livingston County Sheriff's Office reports that thieves broke in and stole a cash register from Build-A-Burger restaurant, along with the establishment's entire surveillance system and a large bowl of macaroni salad.
There's a restaurant called Build-A-Burger.
Yeah.
After the Bears.
I guess so.
Bears.
Build a bear, build a burger.
Why don't we do this with burgers?
We should do that with like a lot of different words that start with B.
We should just do everything.
All the
Build a
alliteration.
burrito.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Build a.
Maybe they're owned by the same company.
Build a breakfast.
There you go.
Build a beach.
Yeah.
Build a beer. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The police said that found along the trail were cash register parts, surveillance system parts, rubber gloves, loose change, and a steady trail of macaroni salad. It was later discovered the suspects had stolen a large bowl of the stuff, which they took turns eating along their escape route. I just see these 3 doofuses hustling through a forest, each with a giant spoon, shoveling macaroni in their face.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But like, if I was ever a criminal, that would be me.
Free food is free food.
Undone by macaroni salad, huh?
No, not macaroni salad specifically, but food, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Food, your only weakness. Besides,
I guess it depends on the
kinda.
macaroni salad.
I've had some. You know
If
what's
it's
surprisingly good? I
gluten-free.
don't want to go off on a tear here, but Submarina, the sandwich place, actually makes killer macaroni salad.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I might have to.
Gluten-free, then maybe.
Doubtful, but
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
you can just lick off the mayonnaise. You're fine.
I'm gonna have to try that bad boy.
It's good.
Anyway.
It pleases me. I still say that, Supremus, you could just do that Alan Rickman from Dogma thing where you just simply put it in your mouth, chew it around, and then spit it back out again, so you at least get the flavor.
Yeah, you
experience.
could.
That's
You could.
true.
I mean, technically, yes. Probably
and
should.
then you're not, and then
Yeah,
at
probably
the very least
shouldn't,
you wouldn't
but-
be feeling left out.
There you go.
An inmate fell through the ceiling while trying to escape from a jail in Indiana.
Oh, what a good song. I'm free falling.
That's the best kind of fun.
Jackson County Sheriff Rick Meyer posted on Facebook that 28-year-old Blaze Ayers, sounds like some kind of pro wrestler,
Kinda does.
bolted from officers and locked himself in a medical room on Monday. When officers finally broke into the room, Ayers had made his way into the ceiling. They say he eventually fell through the drop ceiling and onto the floor of the jail's booking area, where officers used a stun gun to subdue him after he refused to surrender. The sheriff says the attempted escape caused extensive damage to the ceiling. Ayers was treated for minor injuries and is charged with attempted escape and criminal mischief. So, yeah, dude just decided, you know what, you're not taking me alive, and
Jeez.
Got up through the roof and forgot how cheap those ceilings are.
I've never understood that mentality either. Like, I understand that prison, like, I would never be able to handle it, but, like, if I'm there, I'm not trying to escape.
You're just going to make it worse for yourself.
You're just going to make it worse. How is that ever going to work out in your favor?
Yeah. Obviously, too, you're not going to make any friends with the guards that way either.
Yeah, and it's not just going to be like this cash thing where it's like, oh, we got one loose. Let's just
That's a cash thing.
Go back to the drawing board, I guess. We're just going to have to fill that cell up with somebody. You're a criminal that has escaped. They're going to make it their top priority to come find you.
Yeah, they're not
you can't
just
like hop over to the next town and be like, hi, my name's Cynthia.
You can't yell Ollie Ollie Oxenfree, and they're like, okay, sorry, you know.
Yeah,
Oops,
no
sorry.
take backsies.
Invisible line.
No take backsies. That's not how it works. They're just going to do everything they can to find you.
Yeah, guards don't tend to usually get bored and then just sort of wander off. Say, well, you know what? Never mind. He's too much work.
They get paid a lot of money to not be like, well, you know, whatever. You're a criminal. Stop running away.
After having his phone stolen at gunpoint, a man woke up the following day to find his iCloud account full of selfies the robber had uploaded.
Remember me.
Amazing.
Social media is the single proprietor of destroying criminals.
This wasn't even social media. The guy had been taking pictures of himself with the phone he stole, and the phone was automatically syncing them to the iCloud.
I know, but still,
That's
like,
so stupid.
Oh, you just mean the culture of people taking
just
pictures
the
of
culture
themselves.
of people having to take a
that's
selfie.
fair.
I get you there. The victim in the case, Darius Rucker, tells us he parked on Portsmouth Street on Tuesday night, and he and a friend started walking toward an Edwards movie theater. That's when 3 men with a gun threatened them and demanded their wallet and cell phones. He says, I woke up the next morning and found a bunch of dudes taking selfies, and it was the person that was asking for my phone that robbed me. So I don't think they're going to have much problem tracking exactly where and who was the mastermind behind this caper.
That's so crazy.
Can you imagine?
I also think, like, I've also had this thought where if my car was stolen, how big of a priority is it on the police officer's list to go find my stolen car?
Not very high.
I feel like they just put it on like a stolen car list, and like if they're driving and give somebody a ticket, they're like, oh, this also happens to be a stolen car, you know? And not to their disheartening or to bash on them. They got a lot of stuff they got to deal with, but like, my car's stolen, man. I could give you, if I gave you a picture of the guy, a picture of my car, is there going to be like a police officer that's going to go out and find the guy? Probably not.
Well, in this case, it's like a self-solving crime.
I mean, yeah.
Because if he still has his iCloud account, you actually have to sign out of your account on your iPhone to deregister it.
Yes.
So the guy who stole it can't deregister it unless he... Actually, he could barely, I think, even force reset the thing. So the guy who owned the phone, who had it stolen from him, he's going to be able to log in his account and actually ping the phone exactly where it is. He's going to be able to give that neighborhood to the cops along with a picture of the guy that stole his phone. So they're just going to be able to walk up and down the neighborhood and be like, this guy. Oh, him. Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
So
I agree.
Brilliant criminals.
I don't think... Yeah, that's what I'm also saying. Like, it's also got to be easier. On the flip side of that, it has got to be easier than ever to catch criminals for these cops, right?
I would hope so.
It has got to be like, you pull them over, because like you pull them over and before it's like you got to take their word and you can like get out and question them to be suspicious. Now it's like, bro, I have 32 photos of you with the stolen phone. This isn't like a question of whether you did it. This is you need to get out of the car. I'm arresting you.
Oh, and what imagine too, I bet this guy also had his phone set up to automatically record the location where each photo was taken.
Oh yeah, and also, not to go on a tangent, but I also think it's dumb where like, you know how officers ask if they can search your car?
Yeah.
And people say no.
Yeah.
Doesn't that just make it more suspicious, and then they'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to search it now?
Yeah. See, Yeah, that's what I've always thought.
Yeah.
Because like there was one time that the police showed up to my house when I was in high school.
Go for it.
And they asked like to look through my phone for reasons, like look through like messages on Facebook.
Correct.
Basically.
Yes.
And I said sure, because I had nothing to hide.
Yeah.
And I had so many people who were like, you should have said no. And I was like, but why? Like, I literally had nothing to hide. Wouldn't they be more suspicious if I had said no?
Yeah. I don't have anything. I'm not the kind of guy that just like randomly has like stuff in his car.
Especially because what they like thought like was happening. I was like, I don't want you to think this, so like look.
Have at my pop figure collection, please.
For real though.
Please.
All right, call me out on the radio, Brendan. That's fine.
I was talking about
that's
my
called
pop
content
figure collection.
Okay, well I called myself out then, I guess.
Oops. Peter Fields realized something was wrong when he came home and found his door broken, his shower on, and a burglar in the bathroom.
Now scrub it out, 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 now scrub it out. West side scrub it out.
Oh my god.
East side scrub it out. Dream Team scrub it out. Now scrub it out, now scrub it out.
This is the most Weird Al thing you've ever.
Scrub it out, scrub it out, scrub it out.
West side scrub it out.
East side scrub it out.
How do you find these things?
It's hard sometimes.
You have like completed my life today with
I've
this song.
Also, to all the listeners at home, I have asked Justin this same question upwards of 30 times in the entire time we've known each other, and he always gives me the most vague answer. I actively believe he's made some like pact with a demon or something that just like brings him the most perfect sound effects.
Okay, you know what?
I'll ask him and he'll be like, "It's hard," or "Oh goodness, you won't even believe," or like all these like vague
I am
answers.
not being the least bit deprecating on this. One of these evenings when I'm doing these story preps, I should get you on Skype and on TeamViewer, so you can just watch my face go slack as I stare at the ceiling for 5 minutes, thinking, and you can see my mouse doing absolutely nothing, and I'm searching through YouTube, and I'm just finding stupid song after stupid song, and a lot of songs with explicit lyrics that I can't use. It's just you get lucky. Frankly, it is just due to the sheer amount of garbage on YouTube. Some of these videos I find they have like 17 views. It was just a music video some guy put up in their garage.
So hilarious.
Yeah, so this guy, I'm sorry, I want to hear that again. I like that.
Same.
Oh my gosh. It sounds like it was recorded on like somebody's like razor phone.
I was gonna say it was recorded. Actually, no.
Like
I was gonna say it was
flip
recorded
phone.
on the the headphone microphone, but even those are better than this.
It's got a pretty good bass line though, but I mean, it just
Little Casio
it just
keyboard.
takes walk it out
Yeah.
bass line, so you can't really
So this dude came home
it's
and
a
found
whole song. Hold on, I didn't hear anything past scrub it out. I didn't know he made like a whole song.
No, there's a whole song, but I only recorded like 25 seconds of it. This dude came home and found a burglar in his bathroom taking a shower. He said, when I got in the house, the burglar had smashed the alarm system off the wall and was taking a shower in my bathroom.
That's so funny.
He said he couldn't believe the nerve of this thief. Not only was he standing in the shower and rifling through his belongings, he'd also helped himself to a glass of whiskey while he was searching the
my god.
house. I saw him. I watched him. I gave the police the information while I was on the phone watching him, making sure he didn't escape. And that wasn't all. The thief had already packed up some of this guy's clothes to get ready to take with him when he left. They were all set out on the bed, just laid out nicely.
Very practical thief.
He's a very practical thief.
No valuables, just like basic life necessities.
Yeah, he he had some clothes together. He went and took some whiskey. You would have thought he lived here, the guy said.
You would have thought he lived here.
Police arrived quickly, arresting 28-year-old Antoine Whitting as he was soaping up in the shower. The man who owned the house said, "Some of the strangest things are happening in the city now." Such an understatement.
Amazing. That's
Also,
so casual.
Really quick, I also like how in the description of that he smashed the alarm system. Like his first instinct when he heard the alarm to go off was like, if I smash it fast enough, nobody's gonna know. Like that's not how an alarm
nobody
system
did.
works.
The guy just simply came home.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
Whoever provided his alarm system needs to like renovate that.
Oh, yeah.
Because an alarm should be like the minute a sound goes off, I should get an alert, and so should the police. Like,
Right?
I should have to call the fire department and be like, "No, it's just my son sneaking into the house."
Well, I mean,
from,
it's
like,
also possible the alarm hadn't even been set. He just simply saw the panel and smashed it off the wall in case.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
I just find
still.
that image so funny of like this guy getting ready to like rob him of his shirts and his soap, and he's like, "Oh my God, the alarm's going off! Better smash it while it's already gone off for 3 seconds. That'll stop the authorities from knowing I'm here." That's not how alarms should work. That's not how alarms should work.
we are going to take a break here, guys. This
Okay.
is Get This on Griffin Radio. I'm your host, DJ Lunchbox with.
DJ B. Millie, that's me.
And DJ Supremus.
Check us out on Facebook under Griffin Radio 119. Our Instagram account is Griffin Radio SD. And of course, you can always hear us on the TuneIn app under the Griffin Radio channel. We will meet you back here in just a few minutes, guys. This is Gloria with Laura Branigan.
From around the world, across the U.S., and right here in San Diego, bringing you news, sports, and weather. Griffin Radio, your CNN News affiliate.
Good afternoon. I'm Yvonne Kula with the latest news from Griffin Radio. A catastrophic fire engulfed Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris on Monday, altering the city's skyline and threatening a potent symbol of Catholicism at the start of the Holy Week. The fire burned for several hours, destroying the 850-year-old cathedral's iconic spire and roof before firefighters contained the blaze early Tuesday morning. Hundreds of firefighters were deployed to the scene, snarled by rush hour traffic. For much of the afternoon, flames and plumes of smoke billowed from the cathedral as firefighters and cranes sprayed water on the structure. As Bashir faces court, Sudan's protests keep the music alive. Tens of thousands of demonstrators continued their sit-in in front of the military headquarters, singing and dancing in the capital Khartoum. They vote to remain in the streets and until civilian rule is guaranteed. Numbers had been decreasing, but Monday's protesters are out in force and the numbers are still growing. Bangkok residents and tourists celebrate Sangkran, or Thai New Year, this weekend by splashing each other with squirt guns and buckets of water. Thailand holds annual water festivals to welcome the new year. This year's celebration in the country was smaller than previous years, as the city prepares for the new king's coronation in a few weeks. Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg is pushing for what he calls a democratic capitalism. While he says capitalism has let a lot of people down, he believes the rule of law and fairness are actually what it takes for markets to work.
Well, I think the reason we're having this argument over socialism and capitalism is that capitalism has let a lot of people down. I guess what I'm out there to say is that it doesn't have to be so. I believe in democratic capitalism, but the democratic part is extremely important.
Rome's holy stairs, believed to have been climbed by Jesus, have been uncovered for the first time in 300 years. The steps had been encased in wood since the 1700s to preserve the bare, white marble underneath. Believers profess that Jesus walked to the staircase in Jerusalem on the day of his trial and death. They were brought to Rome by the mother of Constantine the Great in the 4th century. Catholic news agency reports that the idea to reopen the stairs to the public came about while a worker was removing the wooden planks to restore them. The reveal comes just days before Easter Sunday. The stairs have been open to the public since April 11th and will remain on view until June 9th. The foreign ministers of the Lima Group and the Chilean President Sebastián Piñera met in Santiago, Chile Monday to discuss the crisis in Venezuela. Representatives of the 14 Members of the group will discuss solutions to end the political, economic, and social crisis in Venezuela. The meeting began with a breakfast at La Moneda Palace and then meeting at the Hotel Sheraton. More than 1,500 passengers and crew of the British luxury liner the RMS Titanic died when it sank April 15, 1912. The ship was making its maiden voyage from Southampton, England to New York City when it hit an iceberg and sank about 370 miles south of Newfoundland. It's considered to be one of the worst maritime disasters in history. Not only have scientists and scholars been interested in researching this disaster, but it has inspired songs, films, and even a Broadway musical. One of the teens was sentenced to a juvenile facility out of the area for an amount of time not yet determined. That teen will also have to write apology letters to the school and the victims. As for the second teen, the plea was continued after his attorney asked for time to review new evidence. The next court date for the second teen is April 22nd. The teens' identities have not been released because both were charged as minors. Today's weather is in mid-60s and scattered showers. It's currently 12:42. From Griffin Radio, I'm Yvonne Kula, your CNN News affiliate.
This has been Griffin Radio, your CNN News affiliate.
Because we can! Yes, we can!
Everybody can!
God, I love this song.
Same.
So high energy. You're going to have to get in your mic. We can't hear you.
I was going to say, it really brings the energy back.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Welcome back to Get This on Griffin Radio. We are GR.
Hello
I'm
there.
DJ Lunchbox with.
DJ Supremus.
DJ B. Millie, that's me.
And we are here, frankly.
We are.
We are one of the... Actually, I think we're the only Weird News Roundtable show on Griffin Radio, so we've got that distinction. I've chosen to say we are also the best news Weird Roundtable on Griffin Radio, so I want to just hold that up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming back, everybody. We are going to do a little bit of news in a couple of minutes, but actually, first of all, right now, we wanted to play a game of Get After It, brought to us by our own DJ Supremus.
I love that gasp. Yeah.
Now, do you want to explain again what the game is?
Sure. So
Get at it.
Get at it.
Get at it.
Get After It is a game going off a Canadian term of get after it. So, like, you're babbling and you just want them to get to the point.
Okay.
That's where it came from. So,
I like that.
yeah, so essentially I give you really, like, information about a story that doesn't give you very much information, and you try to guess where it leads.
Okay.
I love it.
Go for it.
Cool. Okay.
Number one.
Number one. 43-year-old Maria Marzaioli, there we go, was literally so hot she could fry an egg.
I'm going to say this was something about the Australian heat wave.
Okay.
Okay. So, this woman was so hot she could literally fry an egg.
Or
Yes.
she was menopausal.
I'm going to say... I'm going to say Instagram model believes that she's so hot that she takes a picture with a fried egg on her.
I love that so much.
That reminds me of that scene from Top Gun. What was the movie? Not Top Gun. What was the parody movie they had where they had the woman who fried an egg on her stomach? It was like the whole scene where they were sensually eating strawberries, but then the guy like starts making a breakfast on her stomach.
I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea.
Does hot shots.
But both of you are wrong. So actually what happened was that she has eczema.
Oh, goodness.
And she she takes steroids, like a cream for it and stuff. Yeah. And she went on a trip to Tuscany, and she drank a beer, one beer.
Okay, following.
And that made her eczema react so badly to where she felt like extremely overheated.
Oh my God.
To where she could have sworn she could have fried an egg on her skin. She woke up in the middle of the night to like bloody sheets from her scratching, and she literally shaved her entire head because of how warm she was.
Oh my God.
I know. It's wild, right?
That is wild.
Yeah.
I wish it was an Instagram model with a fried egg on her.
Yeah,
I
unfortunately.
wish it was almost anything else.
Yeah, I'm going to say almost anything else would be cool, too.
There was a picture with the story, and that was unpleasant.
Oh, no.
But luckily, we are on the radio.
Do we have any idea how she is doing currently?
I think that she's better. I'm pretty sure. Okay, anyway. So you've all heard about the Notre Dame fires, yes?
Yes.
Correct, yes.
There's a surprising solution to help rebuild it.
If this has something to do with millions of popsicle sticks.
Ooh.
Just a big craft project. You know what? I'm going to stake my claim on that. Why not? What the hell?
I'm going to say they found an old pirate ship and figured that the older the wood, the more realistic the vibe. So they just took old pirate ship wood from a sunken ship and just decided to keep with the theme of how old it was.
Your mind works in just the most fascinating, wonderful ways.
This is amazing. But no. So, let's see. On Twitter, someone pointed out that the detailed 3D maps of the landmark had been created in recent years on Assassin's Creed.
That's dope.
That is so funny you say that, because I
fudge.
played that trilogy, and I was actually thinking about that yesterday while I was listening to the news. Like, oh, I played the game. It's a fictional depiction of the thing, but it was just, even as I'm going to say cheap as it was such a great depiction of the cathedral.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That is so dope.
Yeah, and then someone who worked on it was like, if you've done your job properly, it's accurate to within 5 millimeters.
Wow.
That's
For the
crazy.
scan.
Holy
That's
crap.
crazy, but
yeah.
also, like, so not surprising.
Right?
I think it's more cool than it is, like, surprising, because the people with those video games take, like, Disney-level detail with their history. Because, like, Disney will send their employees to these cultural places to get as accurate of a depiction as possible. And I'm pretty sure they did that with the Assassin's Creed team, too. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that they sent them to Italy and
I read the same
France,
story, yes.
Yeah.
And they, like, lived there and developed the game as they were.
Yeah, the creative team went in there, and they took photos, they did scans,
there was
they
actually,
took
like, I guess
inspiration.
an art historian who used laser scanners to create, like, the super accurate model.
It's so nice when, like, hard work like that is very well paid off.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that game got so much money and so much praise.
Right?
And they worked so hard on it.
I love Assassin's Creed.
All right, what's the
Anyway,
next?
last one.
Sorry, last
A
one.
3-year-old was left alone
song's
with
over.
their dad's iPad. He was recommended to put it in rice after.
Oh, I know this story. I know this one. I read it in the
I
news.
don't.
For sure.
Okay, hold on. Give it to me one more time.
A 3-year-old was left alone with their dad's iPad. He was recommended to put it in rice after.
The dad was.
Yes.
Not the 3-year-old, because, that'd be silly.
It's a 3-year-old.
I'm going to say that he was watching an episode of Barney and BJ the Triceratops came on. He did not like that character, so he threw it in the milk
Oh my god.
of his cereal, his leftover Alphabets Cheerios. That is the exact scenario that I am depicting in my mind right now.
I could see it. It's lifelike.
That's amazing. But no.
Gosh, one of these days I'm going to get it right.
You got the first one right.
Yeah.
Last week.
You did. Okay, so the 3-year-old repeatedly tried to unlock the iPad and got it disabled for more than 48 years.
It was the kid kept trying to put in the password
the
wrong,
passcode wrong.
and it cumulatively built up something like 25 million minutes
so, like,
until it would let him try it again.
Yeah,
my
it's,
good lord.
25,536,442 minutes.
I don't know how long that
iPad,
kid was left alone with that thing.
I also
Right?
think that should be like put in a museum
Oh yeah.
and like one
the
day when it
iPad, yeah.
unlocks, like,
will
here's the
not be
passcode
able
to
to
it.
be available until 2067.
It's like its own time capsule.
Right?
My favorite part of the story too was Apple was pretty much like, sorry, there's nothing you can do about that. They don't have
Put
some
it in
kind
some
of
rice.
They don't have
Yeah,
some
no,
sort
no,
of
there
developer
was, like,
tool to get
There's some
around
people
that.
were like, just connect it to the computer you originally synced it to iTunes on, and it'll be fine. And then some people said to put it in a bag of
Put
rice.
it in rice.
Mm-hmm.
Some people said time travel seems to be your best bet. And someone suggested that he should reboot his 3-year-old.
I go with that one.
Do you remember when putting phones in rice actually worked?
No.
I remember
Yes.
that. On my Razor phone.
I think it
because I had this
can
like flip.
still work depending.
I had a flip Razor phone, and I like consistently. I was a teenager, and like I would take that thing everywhere. So I remember getting it wet on occasion, and it had a little like battery that you like. You'd take it out, and it'd have like the 2 separate parts, and you'd throw it in rice to like absorb the water.
Yeah.
Complete BS. Basically it's just leaving it out to dry.
All I know about the thing is I had experience working with rice-filled phones when I worked at Best Buy, because people would say, oh, I dropped my phone in the toilet or something, and then they'd come in and they had a charging port full of swollen rice. And then they'd want me to fix the damn thing. It's like, yeah, that's not happening. All right, let's go back to the news. I got
Let's
a
get
couple
some
more I want to knock
news.
out here.
Amazing.
Oh my god, I want
Yeah.
it to happen so bad. Every time I hear it, I just
know.
want it to be us back to back.
Well, I figured like we
Same.
needed just a little more production here. You know?
I still also that I went home dying laughing thinking about that thing you said where like my back is like to somebody that's not there, and then Justin like runs in like it's his top priority to stand back to back with somebody for a news photo. I was crying in my car thinking
It's
about
so
like like
And then
running
me
up.
freaking backing up into both
So
of you.
funny.
I love
I'm
it.
sorry. Go. I'm sorry.
And your enthusiasm is just amazing. Oh, you know what? By the way, I just want to say the views, comments, and opinions expressed on the show are those of individuals and not necessarily shared by Griffin Radio, the Media Communications Department, Grossmont College, or the Grossmont Cuyamaca Community College District. This podcast is copywritten by Griffin Radio and Grossmont College 2019, since I didn't record that in the first place, since I cut off the first 5 minutes.
There you go.
So
There you go.
that's just for anybody who dared to stick around after this.
There you go.
A New York woman was reportedly driving around with a cardboard license plate that just didn't happen to fool the cops whatsoever.
Make your own art.
Deputies with the Erie County Sheriff's Office pulled over Amanda Schweikert for driving without a front license plate and the one on the back that was clearly a fake. Once they'd
funny.
stopped her, deputies discovered she was operating the vehicle with a suspended registration and no insurance. She was arrested and later charged with possessing a forged instrument, which is a felony. She's also facing a misdemeanor count of operating a vehicle with suspended registration, 3 vehicle traffic infractions. The license plate was taken into evidence. It was just a piece of cardboard she'd painted blue with yellow paint,
Oh my
and it wasn't even like a
goodness.
stencil. It was just hand-drawn.
That's so amazing.
It's like this bright electric blue with this bright beehive yellow. It was so fake looking. I loved
That's
it.
phenomenal.
I couldn't believe that she did that.
Honestly, like, props to her for thinking that thinking that would work.
Yeah, I don't. It was so completely obviously fake.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can convey a piece of painted cardboard how much it did not look like a license plate.
Oh yeah.
I just came back in. So she just painted it like
She
on
just
her.
took a piece of cardboard and painted a license plate on it. Didn't stencil it. It was hand drawn.
Is it like
Yeah.
that thing in the bench warmers where it's like IOU, like I am 17?
the I am 12.
Yeah.
With
He's
a
like,
picture
I am
in
12.
crayon.
It's just like a $20 bill in there.
Yeah. It was a 5.
It was a $5
It
bill.
was a 5.
Oh my gosh. What do we got next?
Police are on the lookout for a brazen thief who broke into a YMCA through the ceiling to steal cash from a register. The problem was neither the cash nor the register were real.
Oh.
Why do you have a fake?
Wait,
Why do you
what?
have a fake? Oh, was it a decoy?
No, it was a toy.
Oh.
Security footage shows the man kicking through the ductwork in the ceiling of the YMCA Child Development Center in Indio.
Oh my god.
He then drops to the floor to break into a cash register, stealing all the money inside before making a daring escape out the door. The only problem is it was a child's toy filled with play money that was worth absolutely nothing.
How did he not know it was a toy? Like, either this kid had a really realistic, like, toy register, or this guy was an idiot.
Idiot, I think, definitely fits the bill here.
But
I'm guessing it was dark in there. I don't know. But I'm just curious what sort of toy register it was that made this person, that fooled him. Every toy register I've ever seen is like half the size of a normal register, has big, bright duckies and cows on the buttons.
Right.
You know, and you try to make a withdrawal of money from it, and it goes moo.
The cow goes moo.
Yeah, and it's
can I get 3 chickens and a lamb? There's no actual cash in it.
And it would be like, it would be plastic and stuff, and like
and
it would
light.
it would probably be not even remotely as heavy as like an actual register.
There was no power cable attached to it,
Yeah.
I'm assuming. So, yeah, I don't know what the hell's wrong with this guy. But he got clever. He found a way to get in through the ductwork, and that was the one register he made off with.
That is so funny.
I got nothing on this guy.
That's amazing.
So this was a listener submitted story that
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
This came. I'm trying to remember if this actually came from my man or if it came from his coworker.
I was going to say by a listener. Do you mean Ted?
Yeah. So it came from him or his coworker. A Florida man was arrested after yelling obscenities at people, including that his turtle army would destroy them. Oh, that takes me back. The arrest, I love this story so much. The arrest affidavit said the 61-year-old Thomas Lane was disturbing the peace and yelling out obscenities along the Wavecrest Avenue boardwalk on Sunday in Florida.
There it is.
Florida.
He reportedly called himself the Saint and said that his turtle army will destroy them.
Amazing.
He also reportedly said they would all see what would happen in an hour. That's just the whole quote from him. Police received at least 7 calls about his disturbing the peace at several different locations. The officers observed him doing so in front of a Starbucks, a Surfinista Cafe, a place called Sassy Granny's Smoothie, which I'm kind of dying to try now. Police said they eventually came to he came to the lobby. He actually made his own way to the police department and pounded on the walls and the glass at the door. He left before the officers could meet with him, but was eventually found in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven because, of course, it was a 7-Eleven. Everything ends up there. He cursed at customers and responding officers before calling 911. Lane reportedly told the 911 operator over the phone that the responding officer needed to leave now or you will all be sorry you effed with the Saint.
You'll be really sorry you effed with the Saint. What is he,
what a sentence.
What is he, a video game supervillain?
Right?
Sounds like a mid-30s mob boss that's trying to make it but can't.
For
You'll be
real,
sorry you effed with the Saint. See?
Yeah. No, it's like a Dick Tracy villain. You'll be sorry. I'll stick my turtles on you.
Amazing.
I'll stick my turtles on you.
It's like some old Batman villain.
Amazing.
I want to sneak one last one in here because I think this one was kind of funny and it fits in with so many of the other stories that we've covered throughout the weeks.
I'm excited.
3 women are arrested for attacking a McDonald's worker in the parking lot after receiving, quote, slow service.
So I'll take my time.
I'm scared.
The 3 women, Ashley England, Mary Jordan, and Sammy Whaley, were visiting from Sandusky, Ohio, when they arrived for a meal at a McDonald's with their family. They ordered food at the fast food restaurant but claimed to receive very slow service, so they decided to deal with the worker outside the restaurant.
What?
Security footage caught the trio attacking the fast food worker for her alleged slow service. 2 of the children of the 3 women also were caught on cam attacking the fast food worker, so they just totally rumbled on her.
What the heck?
Police arrived on the scene and arrested the 3 women. Ashley England was charged with assault, theft, and child endangerment. Mary Jordan was charged with assault and child endangerment, and Sammy Whaley was charged with just assault. The mothers were charged with child endangerment because their children had joined in the attack.
Amazing.
That's like something you'd see on planet Earth.
Right?
I think McDonald's is like led by the Illuminati, and they're just like, hey, we want Fight Club to be a thing, so we're just gonna say that people do all these crazy fights at Fight Club when these are scheduled brawls.
I love that idea. You know what? I don't even care what's real or not in the world. That is now real in my life.
The Illuminati just wants to watch us poor folk fight, so they're just like, these are scheduled brawls, and we're just gonna make them.
Oh, I don't want to go down this Illuminati route. This takes me right back to my A semester when that kid that showed up here with the wizard hat all the time would like break into conversations and annihilate
that kid.
people.
You know,
I mean, he seemed nice enough the 2 times I saw him, but his whole vibe seemed to be just to completely ruin any conversation that was going on, and it was always with something about the Illuminati.
Valid. He's a good guy.
I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that is pretty darn accurate.
That is a really accurate description of him.
Because the reason that I remembered that is like it was my first time on air talking with like having a conversation. I think it was with Monica or Alan or somebody, and he just grabbed one of the microphones, wheeled on over, and completely hijacked the whole thing. And I think you were in here with me.
Oh,
Reese.
Absolutely.
And so we just kind of sat there going,
Hello.
Okay, well,
is this how it works?
I guess I'll just sit back over here now and kind of wait for this to.
Yep.
And it was so frustrating. Anyway.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Monica and Alan.
Absolutely.
Shouts
Miss
out
you
to
both.
the babes.
Oh, so
Miss
much.
you both.
It's really nice to see Monica on Instagram and Paloma with all their successes they've been coming across.
Yeah.
They're doing great things.
I love it.
I said it in an Instagram post about a year ago. If you're not hiring us, you're doing something wrong.
True.
They're just the best. Gosh,
so much.
Sorry, I had to get that out.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
We will talk more about the MCOM program here on Griffin Radio on Thursday because we want to get more people here into the program, but there is no more time left today. So we are going to get the heck out of here. This has been Get This on Griffin Radio. I'm your host, DJ Lunchbox.
With DJ Supremus.
And DJ B. Millie, that's me.
Boy, that just went straight into my ears. A really weird, like straight up and down my spine. Thank you so much for listening, guys. We will see you back here on Thursday. Check us out on Facebook under the Griffin Radio 119 username. Our Instagram account is Griffin Radio SD, and of course, you can always hear us on the TuneIn app under the Griffin Radio channel.
Also, before we go, where can they find you personally?
They can. I'm so glad you asked because I was just about to say, shoot me an email at lunchboxthedj@gmail.com.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
And follow his Instagram, justin.hoffa, to get updated when we're posting, because he will occasionally post that we are doing this show.
Oh, if you want hot content posted at least once a week, you come straight to me, because I have all the really bad headshots where you can see straight up my nose and count all the hair.
There you go.
So I am the Instagram queen. Thank you so much, everybody. We will see you on Thursday.